Okay, appreciate you guys waiting. I know it's a little late tonight, but no, again, a hard-fought game. We knew going in that we were going to play a team that I thought was going to come in and play with a lot of energy, a lot of activity, and a hungry team. You know, they played well and competed well at Penn State, and with an older team, 8, 9 returners from last year, good-looking kids that have been together for 2 to 3 years and want to start the year 0-2. And they got some lofty expectations for where they're going to be picked in their league this year. We knew coming in we were going to have a really good battle. They came in and played zone and did a great job with their zone defense. And I thought once we got into a rhythm, we kind of attacked it on our terms and got what we wanted to get done as well. But again, I thought our guys worked the game. We got to the 8-minute mark, and I thought we really sat down and got some separation from our defense and finish the game out the right way.
Raise hands, please. Questions for the players. Thomas and Bud.
Dylan, he's talking about that zone defense. When Max and Horton got hot from the outside, what did that do for you guys in the middle in the paint?
It spaces out. Like one thing we emphasized was the middle was open a lot. That was our first time seeing the zone defense, so we had to face some things that we never seen before. I think we handled it well, and we'll be able to learn from it going on forward. But having shooters out there on the perimeter, it spaces out that middle for players like me and Brock to flash in there and try to make plays, be a playmaker. So that's what we emphasized. We got to get to the middle. We got to get to the middle. They wanted us to shoot those threes. They wanted us to take tough threes. So we emphasized trying to get the ball to the middle.
Dylan, RT's kind of talked about it. They put it to 7 with about 10 minutes left, and then you guys go on that 27-2 run. What changed for you guys right around that 7-minute mark?
I just think our energy, having a different type of energy, having a different type of mindset coming out. We know this team was going to come in and try to wreck our season, and that's not what we wanted. We came too hard. We came together too much. So I think it was just our energy, our mindset coming together, and then we had to try to take care of the ball. We had a lot of turnovers in the first half. We ended the game with 20-something turnovers. So I think we got to do better with that, and we got to get back in the film room and learn from it. But I think it was trying to take care of the ball and then just make simple plays and just staying together.
Mark and ball up, please.
Yeah, they had 11 rebounds. Was that something you were told that you need to work on? Just be stronger inside, stronger on the boards.
That's my biggest thing. I want that to be my calling card. Rebounding and guarding. I want that to be the two things. Where a team is scouting me and they say that's what he does: rebound and defend at a high level. So I want that to be my calling card, and I know I got to do that. Every time I step on the court. This was a bigger team. Watching film, they crashed. They had 17 or something offensive rebounds against Penn State. So we knew that's what their identity was, a crashing team. And, RT emphasized that throughout the whole week. This is a crashing team. We got to block out. We got to get those rebounds. So that was my biggest – that's where my head was, the whole game, making sure we box out, making sure we rebound and get the ball.
Scott, all right.
What do you think it was that helped you get on track in the second half, Max?
Just shooting the next shot with the same confidence I shot the first one with. My teammates do a good job of just looking and trying to find me and get me in different positions and knock down open shots. And, I was able to knock them down in the second half.
Dylan, in the second half, especially in the last 10 minutes, you sort of went to Brock, not you specifically, but the offense sort of went to Brock in the mid post a lot, and you could get a lot of passes out to the corner, down to you down low. How does having a guy like him who's been here for years and has seen the game at that level kind of help you to steady the offense when the turnovers have been a thorn in your side?
It helps a lot, just him being the leader that he is, being able to be in that playmaker spot and direct us into making plays. Like I know there was one time he flashed in the mid post. I kind of gave it to him and cut, and he hit me for a dunk. So just having a guy that can play make, and he's so unselfish. He's looking for an open guy. He doesn't care about his shot. He's looking for the open guy. He's looking for that one more pass. So having a guy like that, it just helps the team expand so much and be able to give guys like Max and IT and those shooters out there, a chance to knock down some shots when Brock gets it in that middle where we were trying to get into the zone, and him being able to pass out to those guys and hit shots.
Your last one's for the player, Mark, please.
Max, is that piggybacking on that getting the ball inside to Brock? Was that what got you guys going outside? It seemed like early on you couldn't get any good looks.
Yeah,
you weren't
for sure.
getting the ball inside first.
Yeah, I think early it was really turnovers though. We couldn't even get it to the middle. We were having a lot of turnovers in transition. and letting them get out and run. And so I think we did a better job of taking care of the ball in the second half. Really moving the ball, getting it to the middle, and having them work a little bit in the zone. And then that opened up a whole lot for us.
Max, I know you're still getting used to playing with Tyrese and IT, but even early on, like in the season right now, do you feel like even as the game goes on, like from the first half to the second half, do you feel like the comfort level with you and those two guys on the floor, like you can feel it growing?
Yeah, for sure. It's only going to continue to get better. With the second game, so I mean we're continuing to grow the chemistry. Us three, but not just us three, but everybody. And we're all continuing to figure everybody out. The spots stay light, and it's only going to get better.
Last one for the players, Thomas in front.
Max, this is only your third game in Moody if you count the exhibition. Is there something to it like getting used to shooting in the gym? Is there anything to that?
I mean, the goals are all 10 feet, so I mean, the atmosphere in Moody is amazing.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it. Raise hands. Questions for Coach, please.
West guy here, far right.
Hey, Rodney, is that what you saw from film? A lot of 3-2 zone from them, a little bit of 2-3, or did they just bring that for this matchup? And what type of challenge does that present early in the season?
Well, I thought it was really good for us to get a chance to play against zone defense for 40 minutes tonight. We had a few possessions in quarter work where they played a little bit of zone, and we did a great job attacking and we're very efficient. If you look at our numbers offensively, we were very efficient tonight against their zone. The one area that was glaring was the turnovers. We were just too casual, and taking care of the basketball, whether it was coming up the floor, attacking their pressure. They tried to kind of run and jump a little bit over half court and then, went to their zone. But again, I thought we were pretty efficient with our numbers all the way across. Shot it well from the free throw line. Our guys were shot ready. We really wanted to. We knew going into this game, and watching their 3-2 and 2-3, even from last year, you really could attack them inside out. And the middle of the zone was going to be wide open, but you needed to get the ball reversed and moved. Then you attack the middle, and you get what you wanted against that zone.
Thomas in front, please.
Coach, I'm looking at Max's 4 of 8 from threes, IT's 5 of 6. You talked about in the offseason you wanted more shooters. Is this kind of what you envision the offense capable of doing like this?
Well, those guys are really good shooters. I said again, if you look at those numbers, from three, we shot it, 50%. Your free throw line, we shot it well. I thought again, even from the field goal percentage, we shot it decent as well. So, I think again, the one glaring area for us, when we did get separation, we were ready to put some stops together, was just taking care of the basketball. And value in taking care of the basketball. And we have older guards. We'll continue to get better with that as the season goes. Tyrese will take care of that basketball. Max will take care of it, as well as IT. They're experienced guards. I thought Chris Johnson came in and did really well as a freshman, playing really poised and communicating well with his teammates, with and without the basketball as well.
Back right. Zach.
Yeah, Artsy, bouncing off of what you said about Chris Johnson, how was he feeling coming into tonight? And what else did you think he did great in his collegiate debut?
Yeah, Zach, I think, Chris has been working really hard. Chris is a guy that has really good IQ. He's a good young player. The one thing he does really well right now is he really communicates at a very high level for a freshman. He's talking out there on offense. He's talking on defense. He's talking in huddles. And that's a big deal. We got some older players that we have to convince to continue to talk, and he's doing it as a freshman. But I thought he was really poised. I thought he really prepared himself in terms of what we were looking for and what we were trying to get done. And he's a big guard with good size and a good young player.
Archie, do you feel like anything changed? Because they were still shooting around 50%, probably 13, 14 minutes to go, and then I think they went over 9 minutes without a field goal. Do you feel, Dylan mentioned, kind of efforts, focus. What do you think changed?
Well, again, I thought our ball pressure, I can't wait to watch the tape, because you always get a chance to get a better feel, once you sit down and actually see it. But, a big emphasis for us going into this ball game was from one game to the next, we're still trying to keep the ball out of the paint. No blow-bys up top, really sitting down and trying to guard and taking threes away. And we knew this team was a really good offensive rebounding team. So when the shot went up, we had to have a physical mindset to be able to do that. But, early in the year, you're really trying to get guys to buy into, from a defensive standpoint, stand in stances, staying attached to guys, not giving up separation. And, we're work in progress with that still, but I think we have all the ingredients of being a really good defensive team, sitting down and guarding and finishing out possessions.
JT, go ahead, please.
Coach, in the first half, obviously with the turnovers, and you were sort of struggling to penetrate the zone, especially inside. How does having three guys in Ithiel, Tyrese, and Max sort of at the perimeter, even when the ball's kind of just swinging around the arc, do you still feel good when a possession ends with them just putting up a three from kind of deep?
Well, again, those guys are good shooters. Max Naismith's made the most threes returning in the country. He's made over 423s coming into this season. So, he comes across half court. He's really in range at any time. Again, we want to take good shots, but he's a guy that has the green light to shoot the basketball. Ethiel Hart, same thing. He's an elite shooter. We encourage him when he's open, shoot the basketball. If he has an open look, it may be the best look. We get the whole possession, but those are two really elite level shooters. Tyrese has worked really hard on his shooting as well. So you start the game with three really good perimeter players out there that can score the basketball. And you bring Brock in, and Brock's a guy that can stretch the defense as well. And but those are green light shooters for us out there that can shoot the basketball.
Last one, Zach in the back. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Zach.
Caden and Dylan obviously had the injuries this offseason. You said you really wanted to bring them along slow. Is Caden coming off the bench the past two games representative of that, or do you see him starting sometime soon?
Yeah, again, Zach, Caden had no summer, he had no fall, and you'll see him over the course of the first part of the season just really working himself in the playing condition and in the playing, where he's getting his timing back and understanding what we're doing a little bit of stuff. He's going to be fine. He's an older player. Tonight, he got a chance to get in and out of there a little bit, and you just don't want to just throw him right back out there and say you're going to go play 20 minutes or 25 minutes when you haven't done that even in practice. So he's going to work himself throughout the course of this first part of the season, working his way into the groove of how we're doing things. But he's going to be a good player, and he's going to be an impact guy for us over the course of the season.
Jeff in front. Go ahead.
Archie, with Tyrese's speed, I know there were times last year he didn't get a chance to show that as much when he was dealing with the injuries. But when he's healthy and he can get from end to end like he can, how much of a weapon, not just on offense but on both ends, can that be for him?
Well, he's a guy that gives us really good pace. We want to play with great pace of play, and we strongly encourage him pushing the ball up the floor. We played a team that was getting back in zone the whole time tonight. We still didn't want to settle for that. We still want to try to beat the zone up the floor if we could, and then kind of float into our offense. But he's one of those guys early in the season you're trying not to get too deep into the defense there, where now everybody's really converting on you a little bit and everything. So you still got to make that simple pass and hit the open man. But we definitely want to play with his pace and pushing the ball up the floor.
Westcott, last one to you.
What does IT bring in terms of an all-around game? And do you think it's helped him fit in a little bit more easily, given that this is his fourth school in his career?
Well, again, a guy that's played over 100 games in his career, and again, we like to think that he's just not a good shooter. We think he has a chance to be an elite shooter. He's one of those guys that also were challenging to play really hard on defense as well. In our program, our guys, you can't just rest on defense. You got to come back and play just as hard on defense as you play on offense. So I think between he and Max, and those guys are learning again that playing on both ends of the floor, and they're conditioning themselves right now to be able to still make shots throughout the course of the game, even expending that kind of energy on the other end of the floor and stuff. So, won't only help them, this year in playing basketball, but it'll help them in their professional careers as well, trying to be two-way players in terms of how hard they play. But he's a guy that can stretch the floor for us. We know, again, he can shoot it, but he can also, again, take care of the basketball and initiate offense, and we'll expect him to do that at a very high level for us as well.